The Night of the Long Knives, or Röhm-Putsch as it is known in Germany, was a bloody purge that occurred from June 30 to July 2, 1934, and marked a significant turning point in Adolf Hitler's rise to power. The primary targets of this purge were members of the Sturmabteilung, SA, a Nazi paramilitary organization led by Ernst Röhm, who were perceived as potential rivals or threats to Hitler's rule. This event significantly solidified Hitler's control over the Nazi Party and the German state, making it a major event in the establishment of the Nazi regime. At the time, the SA, with Ernst Röhm at its helm, had grown powerful and numerous, presenting a potential threat to the German army or Reichswehr and to Hitler himself. Röhm was pushing for the SA to merge with the Reichswehr under his leadership, an idea that did not sit well with the traditional military, many Nazi leaders, and President Paul von Hindenburg. Hitler, not wanting to alienate these powerful entities, decided to act against the SA and its leadership. The purge was conducted under the pretense of suppressing a purported coup by Röhm and the SA. Hitler personally led the arrests in some cases, and the SS, the Gestapo, and regular police units carried out the rest. Those targeted in the purge included not only SA members but also other political figures who had opposed Hitler, and even a few personal enemies. Röhm himself was arrested and later executed. During the Night of the Long Knives, the exact number of victims is unknown, with estimates ranging from 85 to 1,000. Among the high-profile casualties was former Chancellor Kurt von Schleicher, who was murdered along with his wife. Ernst Röhm was initially spared, with Hitler intending to keep him in prison. However, when Röhm refused to commit suicide, he was executed by 2 SS officers on July 2. The aftermath of the Night of the Long Knives had profound implications for the Nazi Party and Germany. Hitler justified the killings as a preemptive measure to save the state, framing the purge as a response to a planned coup by Röhm and the SA. The German public largely accepted Hitler's explanation, which was presented with extensive propaganda efforts. Hitler received a significant boost in his standing among the German army and the conservative elite, who had feared the SA's growing influence. In gratitude, President Hindenburg sent Hitler a telegram expressing his gratitude. On July 13, the German cabinet passed a law making the purge officially legal, describing it as a necessary act of self-defense by the state. Hitler's authority became virtually absolute following these events. The Night of the Long Knives exemplifies the deadly political strategy that Hitler and his allies employed to secure their grip on power in Germany. This act of brutal violence demonstrated the Nazi regime's willingness to eliminate opposition ruthlessly and marked a significant escalation in the political violence that would come to define the Third Reich. It was an early indication of the horrors that were to follow under Hitler's regime. The timeline. The Night of the Long Knives, as a single event, happened primarily between June 30 and July 2, 1934. However, to fully understand its place in history, one must look at the events leading up to and following it. January 30, 1933, Adolf Hitler is appointed Chancellor of Germany. The Sturmabteilung, SA, the Nazis' paramilitary organization, becomes increasingly influential in German politics and society. 1933 to 1934, SA leader Ernst Röhm and other high-ranking SA officials begin pushing for a second revolution to redistribute power and wealth. Röhm also advocates for merging the SA with the German army, Reichswehr, with himself at its helm, causing concern among the army's high command, the conservative elites, and within the Nazi Party. June 21, 1934, Hitler meets with German military leaders, assuring them of his intention to maintain the traditional army structure and suppress the SA's influence. June 25, 1934, Hitler's deputy, Rudolf Hess, sends a letter to SA leaders ordering them to cease their activities. This raises tensions within the Nazi Party. June 30, 1934, Hitler, accompanied by the Schutzstaffel, SS, travels to Bad Wiessee, where Röhm and other SA leaders are staying. Röhm and other high-ranking SA officials are arrested. Hitler announces that he has narrowly prevented a coup. Over the next few days, other political opponents and personal adversaries of Hitler are also arrested across Germany. Many of them are shot immediately. July 1, 1934, many more arrests are made across the country. The purge extends beyond the SA to include other individuals who have fallen out of favor with Hitler. July 2, 1934, Ernst Röhm is executed in Stadelheim prison after refusing Hitler's offer to commit suicide. The purge officially ends, though sporadic killings continue for a few weeks. July 13, 1934, Hitler justifies the purge in a nationally broadcast speech to the Reichstag, claiming it was necessary to prevent a coup. The Reichstag passes a law retroactively legalizing the purge. August 2, 1934, German President Paul von Hindenburg dies. Hitler merges the positions of President and Chancellor, making himself the undisputed Führer of Germany. The German army swears a personal oath of allegiance to Hitler, further solidifying his absolute power over Germany.